day here from Madrid. I'm happy for you to join me, Christina Obermeyer, and Nanou Lebon from France,
Hello, everyone.
from sunny Madrid. It's the Madrid Ultimate Cup. Here, live coverage from ulti.tv. We've got two teams here, Nanou.
Yes, we have Munich, MUC. They come from Germany, and INMORTALES from Venezuela.
Exactly. They're not only from Venezuela, they also live here in Madrid, and they're the organizers of this tournament. They've been working on this for 7 to 8 months, always struggling, not knowing whether it can actually take place. But here we are, and we're on the way as they're starting on defense to throwing the disc to MUC Wagemans into the middle of the field. Immediately to the sidelines and looking for options. Vatrin with the disc in his hand goes back to von Falkenhausen into the middle. Wagemans disc in hand opts to neglect the deep shot, but now gets an open under here for von Falkenhausen, and Wagemans is in the end zone. Won't get it though, and they're back in the middle again. They're running a lot, MUC. Guzmán with the disc in hand just in front of their end zone. What a beautiful cut, and there's nothing. The whole stack is standing still, looking for an option in the middle.
Break. Oh, nice break to finish the point. It was an easy point to start. Very, very patient.
Definitely. I really love that everyone was standing in the end zone as if like, do you actually want us to run? Do you want us to do anything? And Freddy Guzmán there looking, and a beautiful inside shot, as you said. Trujin for the score. That was a pretty impressive hold, wasn't it? I think the people were running quite a lot. Yes, exactly.
Exactly, yes.
Also, a lot of pressure on defense, but just not enough to stop Munich. And let's see what Munich's D-line can do on that. Maybe they can pressure INMORTALES enough. Disc is in the middle. Over to Jorge. Faking a hammer. Always love a good hammer fake. And looks like Munich are coming out of on this defensive point with a bit of a zone and a bobble, but caught. Good hands there, sticky hands. Through the middle for a big gainer there, and now they're at half field, looking for options, opting to go back, and they're setting up in a 4-person handler set. And moved over, and a spicy scuba there, looking for the hammer. I would have loved for him to give that hammer. Over to the far sideline. That's exactly where MUC want him to be, but we're hearing fire calls now, and that means that they're transitioning, and bit of a blown coverage there gives them the disc right in front of their end zone in the middle. A perfect place to be in. Fakes and searches for an option, but good pick up there from the Munich player and into the end zone, and for an easy goal.
Easy goal, yes. And this team is passion too. I think they are looking each other to find out how
to work with each other, and how to what throws to take, which ones to look off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did that very well, especially when it's a team that is put together from different players, as Mortales are. Some of them are from Venezuela, came over here to play this tournament. Others actually live in Madrid here, so they don't get a ton of playing time together. And especially in conditions like this, if you're a team that is from all over the world, there might be a bit of stress in the beginning and the miscommunications as well, but they really did a great job at trusting each other and waiting.
And know each other well, yes.
Definitely. MUC, on the other hand, can be happy with their defense initially. Their zone was working quite well, but just perfect holes for now. And INMORTALES will pull for a second time. now. Nifty flick pull. I always love a good flick pull. Chin into the middle for Philip. Looking deep. Cutting it off. Vatrin on the near side of the field. And he's going to go for it. Legs are underneath. The throw is perfect into the end zone. What a throw. That was so pretty. And Vincent Wagner underneath to collect that throw.
And so confident to the runner, in the runner.
Yeah, he definitely just put that onto space.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's going to be fine. I can do it. That was a quick point.
Yeah.
We saw quite a lot of work. The beginning one, and then now just 3 passes into the line. Can see that again, a beautiful replay, and can see that the throw and the disc connecting perfectly. A pretty nice start for both sides. Ball is placed quite well in the end zone, and INMORTALES are in the middle of right in front of their end zone to connect that. They're back in their zone now, Munich. Oh, and he was so near with that defense stops. But a lot of movement from the Mortales players. Just the give and goes. It's definitely hard to work against a zone like this. Bach with the disc in his hand. It's over to Chambers. Faked the hammer there, but didn't get it. Give it. Now moving it from one side to another and over the top. Now there's a hammer, but also a defense. Quite an impressive shot. Daring as well, but this is the first turnover.
It was a risky shot.
Yeah, a risky shot, definitely. The first turnover we've seen this game. Kana with the disc. In the middle for Leinauer, one of the Leinauer brothers, and just in front of the end zone for stops, and gets a goal there. Jonas von Milczewski, known as Waterboy, because he never actually was allowed to play for Munich before. No, I'm kidding. Definitely a new addition to Munich, but someone who can make a difference, and he already did that with a quick pop-in. He was there when he was needed for that first break on the Munich side. High grab, reeled in well from Michael Stops. Someone I've played with for a bit. This is when he lived in Vienna. But he moved back to Germany now and was asked to play for Munich, as Munich is a bit of a mixture of the mediocre players of that team, as I've heard, and some good additions, good pickups, because their best players are either hurt or weren't able to make the trip. But still, like, that's fine. They can work without their big guns. It's got to add some new ones. That's the easiest thing to do, right? INMORTALES with another offensive possession here.
Munich changed their defense. Not a zone.
Yeah, they could definitely improve on that. Both teams are very quiet around the sidelines here. And just a miscommunication on that reset pass. And the throw goes up immediately for Vatrin, and he gets it. Stopped for a second there, was like, oh, should I run on? Oh, yes, I'll do it. Maybe he wanted to lay out for the stream. We'll never know now. So Vincent Wagner to Vatrin for another break, and that's a 3-1 lead, 4-1 lead for Munich. Yeah, definitely did that well. The continuation, fast break after the turnover, just catching the defense off guard there. And INMORTALES, they have to like step it up a bit Maybe just that's the miscommunications we've been talking about before that they didn't have on the first point. They're setting in now. As MUC pull way out of bounds. I think they wanted to catch that goal over there. It's a football goal though.
It's a good opportunity for Immortales for returning in the game.
Definitely, you're right, Nanu. So a very favorable position, even beyond the middle of the field. And they're losing yards to set up a perfect offense. Immortales. Jorge with the disc in his hands, looking for an option, goes back around to Gabriel. Into the middle in a layout, but couldn't quite catch it, get it on a defensive attempt. And there's another hammer and a huge one into the end zone, and it's not connecting. That is a pity. That was a beautiful shot. And the defense tried to get a hand on it, was not high enough, but also the offense couldn't quite reach it. And you see MUC setting up in a vertical stack there on the sideline. Initial option does not work and stops with the disc now into the middle to Lineman. Huber looking end zone and shooting it for von Milchewski, and he's got it. Another goal for the young German guy. He's actually not well. He's hurt. He's got something in his lower back, but he decided to play anyway because he doesn't care, apparently. Since MUC did not qualify for Worlds, they have their season highlight at the end of the season next year, so he thinks that he has enough time to recover from it, which, you know, is fair. But a beautiful shot from Huber. Just beautifully weighted into the hands. Yeah, MUC's on a roll right now. Immortales are having some great catches and good connections, but overall they're just miscommunicating on some of that, and also that hammer. It was very impressive. It was a beautiful throw. Just out of the hands of the receiver.
Maybe they can be more patient.
More patient.
Yeah.
Definitely.
At the end.
Especially in front of their end zone, you're right.
Yeah.
Beautiful pull in the back of the end zone, pinning them there. And an immediate huck that is beautifully and just very far, a bit too far, but it's worth a try. He's got great legs. He nearly caught up to that. He could have laid out on a 2-meter high basis and then got it as well. A great attempt there from a person without a name. No name 29. Who also tried to catch that hammer before, so might be one of their best receivers. I could see that. Wagemans with the disc on a
nice try.
Layout attempt on his back. Wagner now. Over to Philipp. Searching for an option, going over to the other side from Falkenhausen. To Jay. Wagner, and looks like their flow is working out pretty well. Ooh, nice fake there. Nearly thought he was going to go with that. They're calling a red zone now, which means they're setting up a very different system. Oh, I don't know. They're just changing something. And what was that? Wanted to do like the body roll with the disc and in and out of the hands of Vatrin to give a get out of jail free card for the Immortales side. They're setting up. Disc is already in hand, but no one's running now. He's got an option. Walsh over to his teammate, but over the head of him. And what a pickup there from the defense, running from behind and running through him. That is a red zone opportunity for Immortales. Exactly what they needed just now. Carretero over to the other side of the field, moving it horizontally now. Walsh putting it over to. Oh, and there's a foul, an uncontested foul. That's what it looks like, and he's taking this opportunity to call equipment and tie his shoelaces up again. Everyone's patiently waiting for him. Hope he knows he's in the middle of attention. Disc is checked in again just in front of their goal line. Searching for options, but they're Munich are doing kind of a zone for this, and very close there, but also a very intense throw. Very steep, not easy to catch. Vatren underneath. Going huck to nobody. I don't know what he saw. I didn't see anyone. Did you?
I did not see. Maybe someone come back.
Maybe someone did. I just wanted to say that Vatren was a name we're calling quite a lot because he's good, but then he throws it into nowhere, not giving me a chance to talk good about him, talk well. But
So another opportunity for INMORTALES.
definitely something they
It's
can.
a long point.
Yeah. And there's a Huck now getting up with a lot of space
And
underneath.
this one is good.
Yeah.
It's a point.
Definitely a perfect throw. This Huck collects now for INMORTALES, and this is something they needed dearly. 5-2. Their second point, already a marathon point, but they're here with a very big roster, so I don't think it will hurt them. There's a lot of people on that roster, not a lot of people on the Munich roster. Let's see if by the end of this game this will change the pace of it, as INMORTALES are all fresh legs and the Munich are suffering to stay afloat. But speaking of the rest of this game, if you want to get in touch with us, you can get to me on Instagram. I am at Christina Obermeier. Just read it all through and just pop a message in there. You can also talk to us on the YouTube chat. We'll check that every now and again. Shout you out. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us what you're doing right now, whether you're working, as Munich is playing for their lives. And going immediately deep to Stops, and he's underneath it, and that throw is perfect.
It's a perfect throw.
It definitely is. I did not believe he could do that.
And a quick point.
Quick point, yeah. Definitely what they needed.
Yeah.
But I did not believe Stops had it in him. Okay, of course it was really good. Let's say it like that. And the throw was weighted perfectly. It was quick into the end zone, and then in the end zone it stood for the throw to collect. Now they're calling a timeout now, INMORTALES, I think, which makes sense. 6-2. Not an ideal start on the INMORTALES side, but it ain't over till it's over. So what if you're on the INMORTALES side, what do you think a coach will say now, Nanu? What would a coach say to them?
Maybe to be more precise in the throw and wait to get an open receiver to I don't know.
So
they can to move into the middle of the field, and it's more complicated to end the point.
yeah, we're having a blast here in the commentary booth. I agree. Playing from the middle of the field is always easier because you have two sides, like the two sides to attack it to. And I think patience is a #1 thing. You're very right about that. So trust that we've seen in the first couple of points, right? They were so good, and both teams were really dialed in.
But Munich seem more physical, so it's hard to the Immortales players to be open. It's harder, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Munich does seem very well trained. They have had a whole season of training, of course. And Immortales, I think that is their first real big tournament, isn't it? So they can still learn from that as well. With the perfect pull going out the back of the end zone. And it will be fielded on the brick mark. That's always a pity, isn't it, when a pull like that is perfect and waiting and then it's out of the end zone, of the back especially. That you don't want that to happen. So Immortales with the disc, moving it in the middle of the field, looking for options. There's a lot of bodies running around, not a lot of structure. They're now trapped on the far side. Going back to the middle now, slowly gaining yards, taking the open unders rather than pushing stuff that is not here. Over to the other side of the field, Stowers putting a perfect hammer into space, but just not quite there. We could have seen him before, like signaling his player that he wanted to throw that hammer, but just not quite around the hands of the player. So MUC now with another opportunity to get a goal. Wagner getting an under for Falkenhausen that is not reeled in. Just bobbled it. He wanted to toe the line in here. Wanted a bit too much. Wagner there. And Falkenhausen setting up a mark immediately. Oh, and what a defense there on the reset. Wagner putting the disc up into space for Guzmán, and that is a goal for Munich. Another fast break for the Munich side. See them here celebrating just a bit. I would love them to have more energy, to be a bit more happy that they are doing well. But the score is 7-2 now. Can see that replay again. Katrin putting up the mark, and then a run through defense from Theo, I think is his first name.
And a beautiful throw into space.
Definitely took advantage of the defense not being set up yet. So someone in the chat is asking, why are they playing? Just for fun. Do we ever play Frisbee not just for fun? Well, that is a rhetorical question. Of course we do. This is just an international high-level tournament, and since the season in Madrid, Frisbee season, is until December because the weather is quite nice still, they have opted to do this tournament in November here. And there's quite a lot of good international teams joining us. And Munich back in their zone setup. Floating one out and keeping it just in bounds there. Bach with the amazing tailgate catch. Fabricio with a hammer.
Another hammer.
They really love their hammers, don't they?
Yes.
Well, we would love the hammers too if they could connect. I mean, I always love a hammer, to be fair. Always love a hammer.
Oh, me too. But this one doesn't. The don't works.
It doesn't work. Exactly. Just hammer just like this doesn't work. And what a catch there from Neinman. Going back many yards here. The Germans are just taking it easy. They don't have a rush. They just want to have fun playing. And there's a timeout. Go.
It's half time.
Half time, definitely. Just forgot that there was 8 points on one side. Yes, Munich got their half time here, and they're pretty dominant. They haven't gotten a lot of pressure from the Immortales side, and I think that is definitely something they can improve on for the next half. And
it seems too easy for MUC in offense. Yes.
Definitely, I agree on that. But there's always a second half. There's always more time to play Ultimate. And now both teams have a 1.5 minute break or 2 minute break. And we will take that break as well and be with you shortly.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
We are back. Second half action here from the Madrid Open Cup. Immortales, the hosts, taking on MUC, Munich Ultimate Club from Munich, Germany. And Immortales have a bit of a mountain to climb there to get back into the game, but they will, I'm sure. I have total confidence in them. Welsh with the disc over to the near side. Kenyon. Looking for an option. Nobody's here, and he's calling an injury. Looks like he's got something on his hip. And he's calling an injury substitution. Someone else will hit the field instead of him. That is unfortunate. Hope it's not too bad. In comes another person without a number. who's immediately going to look at for a deep shot and get the goal. Is exactly what they needed in that situation. Beautiful shot there from No Name to Chambers, I think was. Oh, another No Name.
24.
Yeah, 24? Yeah, another No Name. Immortales did not do a good job at giving us a full roster, so we're kind of limping around here. So that is a good start into the second half. Just a clean hold for them, but they'll have to have some more breaks and adding to that clean hold if they want to get back into the game and win it. So Nanu, off the view of a European champion, as you are one, on the women's division with Yaka, what do you think Immortales need to do now and change up to?
I think they have to make more pressure on defense, to improve their defense, because MUIC did too easier offense. It was too easier for MUIC in the first half. So go Immortales. Let's go.
We want to have a close game. Definitely not biased whatsoever. But the way they ran down on this disc now, Immortales already showed they're in it to win it. Want to put a lot of pressure on it, maybe just a bit too much pressure as there was a bit of a foul call.
They are trying to do a wall.
Yeah, definitely, and MUC is adjusting to it. It looks a bit like the one MUC is also doing. And now they're gaining yards by quick throws, and there's a deep shot coming off of Huber. It does not look like that will connect though, and making sure it won't are Immortales into the middle, and a very athletic catch on the Immortales side in the middle of the pitch, and over to the other side with a huge layout, but could not wrap his hands around it, and immediately going back the other way, and there's an Immortales player poaching off. That is a bit of a turnover festival here. What are you doing, guys? So it looks like Immortales want to play it calmer than before. Immediately opting over to the side of the field, and a hawk is going up for the Immortales player, but too far and not floaty enough. But MUC has a whole field to work it under. Work it down the way. Picking up for Von Milczewski now. Looking. And back into the middle. Ghana. Von Milczewski. Leinauer. To his brother. To Leinauer brothers. Working at 1 and 2. Definitely knowing each other well. Doesn't have a lot of option. Benjamin Leinauer. Von Milczewski is gonna put one deep, and it's gonna flow and hang for a time.
And another defense from Immortales.
Yeah, beautiful picked up. The buddy Immortales player just knowing where this pass will end up, having the better read on it, and now they're gonna take it patiently. Working at 1 and 2 and faking the huge backhand. Looking for an option and going with a bladey shot.
And it's a goal.
And that's a break as well for Immortales. That's what we want to see. Get back in there, Immortales. Bit of a, as I said it before, there was a lot of turnovers in this point. Definitely not what either team wanted in this time.
Yes, maybe the zone is a good idea, because MUC are more physical, so maybe the solution for the defense.
Definitely, you're right. By putting up that zone, they really confused MUC a bit. Looked like it at least, and they could really take their advantage off of that. On the other hand, MUC did throw it away. They got a bit too happy about being up a couple of points, or a few points actually, not just a couple, but we're up at 8-4, and I think 8-2 has a devastating ring to it. 8-4 on the other hand, like they're giving them an opening. So I think, Nanu, they took your advice of adding to their physicality in terms of changing it up a bit. So INMORTALES pulling to MUC. In.
That was a foul call.
Stoppage on the field. They're calling something. Please, someone's in the middle. I don't know who's in the middle. Maybe someone should go to the middle. Maybe not. Von Falkenhausen on the far side. Philipp over to Guzmán. Back to Philipp in the middle. And they're just swinging it around. High throw collected by Von Falkenhausen. Getting it back into the middle. A bit of a gainer here. And then Falkenhausen doing the 1-2. Just don't care about anyone else who might be on the field. Just the two of them. Guzmán now with a bit of a gainer of yards. Philipp over to the other side to Wagner. Looking for an option, goes back to Wagner. Not a lot happening, but a very, very free Bello. Just in front of the end zone. Wagemans, Vatrin into the end zone, beautifully put to Guzmán there. There was a lot of love in that pass, a lot of float on that disc for Guzmán. So they did the same thing again. The zone contained them, but now MUC has kind of adapted a little bit to that.
Yes, exactly. The zone slowed down a little bit the MUC offense, but they are a good technique. They have a good technique, so I think they can adjust their offense now. Maybe INMORTALES have to change and more variation about their defense.
I definitely agree. I think that would be a good idea. I think the only problem with that is that a team like that is kind of combined of very many different players doesn't have 25 different options of a defense, but maybe one zone everybody knows, and then matchup defense that everybody can play. So they will have to just switch between the matchup and the zone and hope to stifle them a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
But now they have to play offense, get a point. Valk on the far sideline. MUC back in a bit of a junk set. Playing 1 and 2. They're playing a quick game, but not up the field, just horizontally. Works anyway. Player just saying he's free and shouting, "Hey, put the disc to me, give me the disc please, I want it." Didn't work, not yet at least. They're just really patiently throwing the disc around, not having the disc in their hand for too long. They're trying to switch it up quite a bit.
Yeah, they struggle to go forward. Oh, they find the breach.
Yeah, and a beautiful shot into the end zone, and stops just stumbling over his own feet. Tall guy, happens. Giving INMORTALES a very free, uncontested pass in the end zone. Beautiful shot as well. Just blown coverage, can't do anything about that. That was a good work from INMORTALES. They were patient until they let someone lay out for them. You can see the layout here again, and at that point the zone is so open on the side that the shot can come off easily. Not a lot they could have done. Yeah, so this is getting quite interesting, and with Immortales, they definitely had a good half-time talk. They're on a row now. Just took them a little more time to get into their flow. They are here now. Let's see whether they take your advice of switching it up again, or if they'll stick with the zone and try to get lucky again on a miscommunication there on the Munich side. But this disc will flow out of bounds. Pull will be collected in the middle of the field with a brick, and looks like a zone again, doesn't it? Just a little bit, maybe.
Look like a zone, yes.
There's a player in the middle, Immortales, who does not have anyone. Showing there's two players over there, but he doesn't do anything about it now. Finding his matchup. Wagner with him. Okay. Over to Philip. Vatren. Searching for someone upfield, but the zone is pretty much closing up everything that they can in terms of gaining yards. Vatren now with the disc on a near side. Near the commentary booth into the middle for von Falkenhausen. Two defensive player over there, but none of them could quite catch up with the foe. Wagemans. Oh, and a miscommunication there. Kind of thought that Philip was gonna go on there, get in there and make one more step, but that disc just hitting the ground before he could have hit the fingers, and an immediate turnover from Immortales. Bit of an unfortunate turnover there, and Philip with the disc in his hands, going to Wagemans. Wagemans getting it again, working with Vatren now. And there's a call on the field, a pick, or a call before that. It's a bit questionable. Whatever happened, did not see it. And Vatren is with the disc, looking for an option, goes to Wagemans, and then immediately up the line, but there's two people covering Wagemans. Beautiful inside shot, but what a layout. What a way to get that disc back for Immortales. Now he's
out of bounds.
Out of bounds by quite some meters, actually. That would not be ideal. Catching the disc out of bounds like this, and what a hand block. He was 2 to 3 meters away from the mark, off the mark, but like putting his arm up there. You know, when I do that, when I mark far away, I want to get the D, but I don't actually, because it hurts so much to slap the disc in your hand. And I'm like, I don't want you to throw it. But
it's a brave defense.
Yeah, definitely. This hand is gonna hurt. I hope it doesn't influence his throwing, because he has done a lot of throwing for this MUC team.
A timeout.
It's been another very long point. So they're just gonna have a breather. And while they're breathing, maybe you should think about liking this video, subscribing to Ulta TV, and ring the bell as well to get notified, because there's a lot of Ultimate Frisbee happening here in Madrid the whole weekend. We've got another 4 games for you today, and that's not even it. This is day 1 of 3 games of Ultimate coverage from Ulta TV directly to you on YouTube. And if you want to spend a little more money, because, well, you're not actually spending money yet when you're on the YouTube. But you could right now go to our patron, the LTTV patron page, and give, say, a coffee, money worth of a coffee in the UK or maybe in France or in Austria, €3 a month to support us, to give us money for more equipment, more streaming fields. It could be amazing. We've got so many plans and we can only do it with your help. So get in there, help us out, and well, we'll bring you free coverage anyway. You can just, you know, do us a favor, do everyone a favor, and support us. More events. I'm hearing this out of the off. We want more events. We want more frisbee, and we can only do that with your help. Well, we'll surely do it. We'll do it far better quality, with your help. And I hope Munich is helping themselves now to another point after this timeout. But you know, Nanu, do you know the thing about turnovers after timeouts?
No.
There's this theory of people that if you call a timeout in the middle of a point, the first throw is often a turnover.
Ah, yeah?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Do you think it will be or not? What is your?
I don't know.
You don't know. I think it's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's fine. For now, let's see. Maybe they can get stifled later on. But from the turnover, there it is.
It was the third throw.
Third throw. That still counts. Might also be a commentator's curse, because I said they might be stifled later on and immediately throw it into nobody. But this is Immortales' chance to get a goal. Number 99, Vinke, into the hands of a player that is not rostered. I would give you all the praise because that was a very beautiful lunge.
It's another break? It's a break?
It's a break.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah. 9-6. This is fun. This is a good game.
Immortales back in the game.
Yes. Immortales is slowly climbing the ladder. Slowly leading up to where MUC is. And MUC has to do something against that. What do you think MUC should change now? What is the problem that MUC has right now?
I think they were more punchy in the at the beginning in offense. So
punchy as in
yes, more I don't know, physical. Confident.
Maybe? Yeah. I think that I agree with you. I think I don't know how to really describe it, but I think I know what you mean and I agree. They've taken the options and they worked out, and now they're not working out anymore.
Yeah.
And they've had some amazing hucks, but now the hucks they put out, they weren't easy.
Maybe they were too confident at the beginning of the second half.
That could be.
So they have to focus on their game again.
So they're back with their zone. I think the zone did change something on that MUC offensive side. Von Milchevsky with the disc now, putting it in the hands of Leinauer. Oh, and that deflected but caught. Good
unlucky.
hands there. Very unlucky, yeah, but very well done by a guy that is not rostered. People, get your stuff together. Kevin Maehr, I think. Over to Feta. Maehr now. To Körner. Faking the hammer, not taking it. They haven't been as happy with the hammers, which I think is really sad. Körner over to Feta, working 1 and 2. Von Milchevsky and Körner now, and Leinauer wants it in the end zone and doesn't get it just now. And this is a This time, this is Munich's disc this time. I thought it was going to be a defense. I saw the defense getting his hands on there, but no,
It's a goal.
goal for Munich. Took them quite some time, but they worked it through. Beautifully done by von Milchevsky. Can't even see that he's hurt. Not too much, at least. See him run kind of funnily, don't you? There we see that up the line pass, and so close there with the fingers, just not quite wrapping around the disc yet. So yeah, they did that quite well. They got lucky as well, though, for the defense.
Yes.
That was deflected and then caught.
Yes,
by
we
the
said unlucky, but it was lucky for MUC.
lucky or unlucky. It depends on which side you are.
Yeah.
Could be both. Because that would have been devastating for MUC to lose the disc so near to the end zone and also brushing it into the end zone further. It's very necessary that they'd catch that. Von Falkenhausen with the pull.
Oh,
And
it's a beautiful pole.
Yeah, perfect pull. Put in the middle of the disc now, though, by Chambers.
Oh.
Catching the disc on the second attempt there and a pick in the middle of the field. All fine, they're just stopping for a second and now punching the disc back in. Looking for options. Goes around to the middle of the field now. Loads of cuts. There's not a real a structure I can see from the Immortales side, and they're going even back further, pushed into their own end zone now, and the disc in his hands, looking for an option, and still has to be really high by now. And they're trapped on the sideline again, and they're going to launch a huge huck. It's going to wait for the receivers to get under it, and there it is with the goal easily for Immortales. There were two people underneath the disc, and the Immortales player just got the better read of it and got up a little earlier. Jorge, definitely someone we've talked about before. It's someone we've seen play very well before this game. See that bit of a jump ball there, and the height difference of a few centimeters maybe just made all the difference in that game, in that play. So yeah, Immortales did that well. We're holding now on both sides. It does feel a bit like the beginning of the game, doesn't it? Like the very start, the first 2 to 3 points, where MUC held and Immortales held, and all was good. Then MUC got a little bit of a run.
Yes, exactly. But in the first half, I think in MUC take breaks very early in the game, and it's now it's more complicated to them to do the defense.
Yeah, definitely. Immortales definitely got into the game now.
Yeah.
And they won't give MUC those many free options as Lino is in front of the end zone, and von Milchevsky with another goal. That guy got his 4th goal here. This is his fourth one for the MUC side. Not bad. Definitely the top scorer. He's always there in the right place. You can see that one more time. Huber getting a big gain and then just up the line. That was a bit too easy again. We've seen that before.
Yeah, it's very quick.
Indeed he is. So yeah, I think maybe MUC should change up their defense again. Let's give them the same advice that we gave Immortales before. Change up your defense, do something different. Obviously what you're doing is not working the way you want it to be. but it could if you just switch it up a bit. Pull goes up. Beautifully floating into the back of the end zone. No options for the Immortales player. He goes for the round deeper into his end zone. He wants to throw. I think he wants to huck it. It looks like he wants to huck it into the middle. Over to Walsh. Up the line to the very side. And they're really just working it in a few yards. Not really gaining a lot. And now with the lefty flick huck into the end zone. Caught Disquatch in there, Philip, and he's just caught up enough. I thought he was too far gone. I thought he was on the other side of the pitch.
He was in the other side, yes.
Yeah, and he did a very good job of catching up.
But the disc floaty.
Yeah, floated a lot and long. I mean, the shot was pretty, but he wasn't open enough for it, and he's getting up high and adjusting as maybe he thought he was too open. And
it's another turnover.
Another turnover, exactly. Van Falkenhausen there with trying to get that disc, but just couldn't quite reel it in. Gabriel in the middle. Putting another huck up, and that is a beautiful one that will float. And will it stay in bounds? It's really close to the sidelines, and he's attempting a greatest.
I think, yes.
He knew he wasn't going to stay inside, and that was a beautiful huck. Just the field should have been a bit wider, like a meter or two, and everything would have been fine for Immortales, but now they have to play defense again. Wagner in the middle. Vatrin. Looking deep. Should have hucked it. Wagemans with the disc. And they're also not doing themselves a favor right now, MUC. Loads of people just running a lot. Guzmán finding Vatrin underneath. And Vatrin putting it up to Wagner, and he's got it in the end zone. That was a beautiful shot, beautiful connection. They did a bit of a switch there, Immortales on the defensive side, and didn't work out the way they wanted it to. And in this perfect moment, Vatrin just put that disc up into space, into a position where only his player could get into. See the replay now of that very beautiful shot. So MUC with a clear hold. No, it was a break, wasn't it? Break for MUC. Sorry about that. But very intense defensive side there for MUC. Managed to get a goal in. As Immortales are struggling to hold on, but definitely need that catch at that goal now, and the catch too of that pull. So I thought about not wanting to catch the pull that was coming in there. So they're just swinging it around as MUC are leaving that open, the swing on the handler set, but trying to push the backfield into a position where they don't want to be. The rest of the field, of course, not the backfield. But they're just swinging it, doing fine, being fine doing that. There's also not a lot coming from the downfield. That's what I wanted to say. And as they attempt another hammer, it's just out of reach. Kana with the disc in his hands, trying for the around break, but calling a foul. that is going to be uncontested. Bit of hugging there from the Immortales player maybe, but resolved quickly. Counting in Spanish. And another stoppage happening. Another uncontested foul on the mark. Leinauer up to von Milchevsky. Putting up a lefty backhand into space, but it never got the height he wanted it to, probably, and gives it right back for the Immortales side. Zone is back on. I want to see a hammer, one that connects, please. This is what I wish in this game. It's not going to happen in this possession, as this swing is a bit too far. And the disc is in MUC's own end zone, and they're setting up a play. In the middle, 2 stops. Over to the other side to Maehr. Kevin Maehr to Michael Stops. It's going to be a goal, another break for the Munich side. They look comfortable now, Munich, don't you think?
Yes, I wake up. It's a pity because Immortales was kind of winning this second half, but okay, MUC wake up and seems they want to end this.
Another opportunity for Immortales to get a point, and it's one they definitely need now. Beautiful pull from Falkenhausen. Another one that is just in the middle of their end zone. And so near to a defense. Frederik Großmann. Not tall enough for that defense. And there's going to be another huck, and
oh, it works.
It works. Oh. The huck works, the next one doesn't. Vatrin got a fingertip to that, I think, but just a fingertip will never be enough for a D, or not often be enough. And MUC is working it to the other side of the field now, and they look chilled. I want to say just chilled. And there's a hammer that connects. Yes,
this one works.
This is what I'm talking about. I wished for it. I got it. I love this. I want a pony. I hope that works. Maybe not. That's okay. It's a big wish. But that was.
Oh, they were so close to get another point in Mortales.
Yeah, they were really close. But I think
impatient.
You've said that before. Being patient at the end.
Yeah.
In front of their end zone, you don't have to push it. You were 2-on-1. Just take that easy pass and take your time, because you have time. We're only a bit over an hour in, 63 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock. So nothing yet to worry about in terms of time. We've still got enough, and points are running out though. 14-7. If Immortales don't put that one in now, it's game over for them. So this is going to be something they really want to do now, is getting a goal, getting a point. On the near side now, they're still pressured in the deep space. Easy on the handler side. Ooh. Nice high release flick fake. Moving back now, but opening up space nicely, and a low throw that is collected easily.
Maybe another hammer?
Yeah,
it's coming.
Another hammer. I would love this. Another hammer would be great. They're calling fire, which means they're transitioning to a matchup defense. And there's a hammer, and this looks
And
perfect.
oh
Yes, this is a perfect hammer. That's what I'm wishing for. That was what I was wishing for, and now I've got it twice. The first one that actually was perfectly weighted and into space for the person to come under, to get under it, and what a way to score the point here. Look at that beauty. To the chest, clinging to it like to a baby. Making sure that disc does not drop out of his hands again. It's really important.
Okay, so MUC can close the game now.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that is really hard, don't you think? Anu? Like having 14 and needing to close the game off. That some teams really struggle with it, and I wouldn't be surprised if we'd see another 2 to 3 points. I'm not calling it, but I'm saying I would not be utterly surprised. Beautiful.
Okay,
flick
so
pull.
Immortales surprise us.
Yes, please do.
Let's go.
Beautiful flick pull there from Immortales and a hammer. That connects. I've seen too many hammers now. I want something else. No, I'm kidding. Perfect throw into space for Vatrin underneath, and he's got it, and that is game for MUC. Under tight contention, Philip to Bello. And Immortales couldn't really do anything about that. Big gainer for Philip, and then he's like, I'm gonna do it, whatever. Just throwing it deep, and the player on Immortales player is underneath it, but just very sticky hands from Vatrin. Very well done from both teams, as we can see that here. So that was exciting, wasn't it, Nanu, for your commentary debut?
Thank you.
I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. I hope you enjoyed.
Yes, I enjoyed a lot.
And I hope everyone at home also enjoyed our coverage, but it's not over yet. We have a whole day of Frisbee left, or half a day at least. We have 3 more games for you. The next one, already warming up in the back, is the Austrian Ultimate Team Women's, playing the Bulaguas, the men's the women's side to the men's team here that came all the way from Southern America to play here, which is very impressive in my opinion. And the Austrian national team just gathering around. And then it's not over yet, because we've got another men's game and another women's game at night for you to watch in prime time. So don't go away. Just take a bit of a break, and at 5 p.m. we will be back with more Frisbee. And then tomorrow there'll be more Frisbee. And then Sunday will be more Frisbee, so don't miss any of it. Thank you very much for joining me in the booth, Nanu. I think you will have to go back to playing again as well. And yeah, as I said before, don't go away. We'll just take a quick break, and we'll see you again soon.
Alti.tv